Hey kids, today we're gonna catch crooks as Spider-Man, then weave a tangled web as his arch nemesis Venom. We're burning the candle at both ends, this time on Cheat. Greetings gamers, I'm Kristin Holt, your friendly neighborhood cheater, and today we're taking a walk on the webby side with Ultimate Spider-Man, which is based upon the comic book series with the same name. So it's no surprise comic creators Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley were both deeply involved in the game's development. The use of advanced and, might I add, cool-looking cel-shaded graphics is a major part of what helped bring this Spidey game to life. And in this first segment, the game's senior producer gives us a rare glimpse into what it's like to be the teenage Peter Parker. I'll give you some insider information. He's actually Spider-Man.
This is how it all began.
For us, Ultimate Spider-Man is really bringing life back into the Spider-Man series and kind of taking what's been done before and adding our own take to it. And when we finally decided that we were going to go with the Ultimate Universe, we knew right off the bat that Brian Michael Bendis was the guy that we had to bring on board.
They had taken the suit away from Dad, and I was going to take it back.
With great power comes great responsibility. Really think about that. You could actually live by that code.
I thought, I knew I could finish what he started.
It's an amazing idea. And the idea of a superhero with everyday problems, as revolutionary today as it was when he came up with it.
You might need to get somewhere safe.
The Ultimate Series is a ground zero starting point for a Marvel comic. All the characters and all the books have been published at Marvel. Some have been going on since the earlier mid-60s. With the Ultimate books, we're able to just start over from scratch and represent the stories in a way that just is about our world and our times, but still about the classic, magic of a Marvel comic.
All I want to do is try to help them.
One of the major elements for us, obviously, is the scene animations, the storytelling, between the levels. Instead of just having Peter and Mary Jane sitting, having a dialogue, you have Peter walking across the screen as a panel slides across the screen.
I can't go swinging around in my nerd clothes.
And the idea that what we are doing is making a 3D comic book and breaking the mold for previous video games. Another major part of what we wanted to do with this game is to bring the dichotomy of two characters. We feel that as amazing as a character is to be a Spider-Man, he's a goody two-shoes, and it's fun to save people and save crime.
Thanks, Spider-Man!
But there really is kind of a hedonistic pleasure of playing the bad side of things. And what better bad guy is there than Venom, honestly? He's a tank. He just rolls down the street, destroying everything that's in his way, picking up cars and throwing them down the street. He just wants to basically take the bad guy and punch a hole in his chest.
We're introduced to tons of characters in the Ultimate Marvel universe. Some we've already met before, some we've never seen in the Ultimate book before, that people have actually been dying for, like Ultimate Beetle. Ultimate Silver Sable is going to be a big one.
Lovely.
Wolverine, he's in the second Venom mission of the game.
Nice mess.
In other games, when you have a smaller spectrum of characters, you would save Wolverine till the very end.
You don't say.
Nick Fury shows up. He's a very cool-looking black guy.
Thanks, kid.
So webbing in general in this game, obviously you're Spider-Man. It's a super important part of the game. It's what he does. In combat, the webs are very critical. You use them not only for very acrobatic moves, but for the first time in a Spider-Man game, we wanted to pay homage to the old school comic books where Spider-Man was always kind of hanging his bad guy off a light pole.
It's on, Pajama Boy!
Leaving a note on him for the cops saying, I took care of these guys for you, I'm off saving the day again. And so, in this game, more than any other Spider-Man game, the webbing is critical in combat because it's the only way to truly subdue a foe. So there's basically 4 major elements of side quests in this game. There's token collection, where you go through the city. There's hidden tokens, several hundred of these throughout the city. As you go and collect these tokens, you unlock artwork, concept art, other unlockables throughout the game. There's combat tours in the game, which is basically you go throughout the city. There's pockets of gangs that are in the city, and you can trigger what are called combat tours, and you can go through and fight each of these specific gangs. There's races in the game, both Spider-Man trick races and super cool element of the game. We have you racing against Johnny Storm throughout the city.
You think just because you can fly in a streak of fire, ooh, you can beat me?
Those races will increase swing speeds for Spider-Man, so they're not just for fun, they actually help develop your character.
You're faster than I thought. Now I own you!
And then there's just the open city events, where basically just crimes going on throughout New York City. The culmination of all the open city events with the tokens and the races and the combat tours gives many, many hours of gameplay for those players who want to experience things other than the story missions in the game.
How cool was that?
It really is a gamer's game. It's a comic book fan's game. It's a Spider-Man fan game.
You know, while most teenagers worry about their chemistry finals and their prom dates, Spider-Man's got to figure out how to keep from getting horned by a giant robotic Rhino. Well, Spidey, you can just relax. We put a top-notch team of game crackers on the case and figured out some strategies that'll keep you from getting trampled. Hey, it's the least we could do.
Psst. Hey, you remember the big rhinoceros-looking guy?
You're gonna have to be more specific.
He's like on the loose.
Don't let the Rhino's size intimidate you. Once we're through diagramming his weak points, you'll be selling his parts to Stark Enterprises.
I am so scared I can't even finish my lame joke.
The first stage of the battle has you fighting Robo-Rhino in a construction yard. As always, look around and use the weapons the environment provides. Get Rhino's attention by jumping on his back. It's conveniently marked by a glowing blue light. Then, give him a few pats on the back. Once he's paying attention, lead him to the cemented area, then jump out of the way before he pounds your ass. Next, run over to the wrecking ball and hit the action button for a cinematic takedown.
That had to hurt.
After his nap, Rhino will be cranky and he'll lead you to a used car lot. Here, you have no choice but to dodge his attacks until you see him smash the ground with one fist.
That hole in his back, I bet I can finally shut this guy down.
This is your cue to skidoo over and jump on his back again. Damage him as much as you can, but be sure to abandon ship before he does a reverse suplex on himself. If you get greedy and stay on too long, well, let's just say Spidey won't be coming back as some kind of clone anytime soon. Once you deplete more than half of Rhino's energy, he'll go berserk. Dodge his attacks Matador style. Olé! And let him tire himself out. Once he's resting, jump back on his back and whack the crap out of him. At this point, all you need is a few more hits and another piece of the Venom Serum's past will be revealed.
Trask. Why does that name seem so familiar?
In some games, it's tempting to wait a while before queuing in a code. I mean, do you really need help with the punching bag baddies on level 1 of most games? No. But these next cheat codes, an exclusive you won't see anywhere else, are so cool, we're busting them out right now. What can I say? We just can't wait.
Where am I?
Tell me, Mr. Parker, did you ever wear the Venom suit yourself?
Even superheroes need some help sometimes. So if you don't want to end up a friendly neighborhood science project, I suggest you pay attention to these cheats. For every comic token you find, you'll be able to unlock different Ultimate Spider-Man covers from the comic book series. Of course, New York's a pretty big town, and it's a pain to go web-slinging around looking for them all. A nice little time saver we dug up is this. Pause the game, then select the controller screen menu under Options. Enter left, left, right, left, up, left down. You'll hear a sound confirming the code. Now, all the covers are visible in the unlockables menu, even the coveted variant number 1 issue. That'll set you back 450 big ones. You can also unlock all the concept art by going to the controller screen and entering down, up, left. And all the landmarks also become available when you enter up right, down up, right left. Of course, just like a real comic book series, the best part of this game are the characters.
You with Fury?
Good job here. Could you have made a bigger mess?
To unlock them without completing the necessary missions, press right down, left up, left right. Carnage is so cool. And one more nice thing, thanks to the boys at Activision, these cross-console cheats work for all 3 major gaming systems, so everyone can play along. See, wasn't that awesome? For a full recap of these exclusive codes, check out our website at g4tv.com/cheat. But not right now, of course. You can't go anywhere. We've got plenty more bosses to beat. Stick around.
I'm Adam Sesser, host of X-Play. As far as using cheats in a game, back in the old days, it was almost essential if I wanted to see how a game like American McGee's Alice ended, because it was just too difficult with those controls. Games are being made a lot better now, and you know what? I'm not cheating no more.
Welcome back to Cheat. I'm Kristin Holt, and in the next segment, we're going to take a little tour of the dark side. We always dig it when a game lets you get inside the heads of the bad guys, and the glimpse Ultimate Spider-Man gives gamers through the evil eye is also especially fascinating. See how good it feels to be bad when you play as Spidey's arch-nemesis Venom and go blow for blow with Electro.
You ready?
For this boss battle, you'll be going up against Electro, a shocking supervillain who apparently takes his fashion cues from the Fab Five.
Bring it!
Oh, it's already been brought in. Meet our favorite sentient supervillain, Venom. The first part of this battle turns out to be a game of tag. You'll have to keep up with Electro as he flies all over New York. The key to this race is not to finish first, but to stay as close as possible without getting zapped. Be careful though, fall too far behind and you'll have to start all over. We found it best to stay a few yards away and look in the direction he's headed.
You gotta keep up, boy!
When you get to this tall building, watch out! Don't follow Electro all the way to the top. Stay right below him or he'll knock you off. For the second part of this boss battle, you'll have to protect Spider-Man from Electro's attacks.
You're gonna die!
Electro has 2 basic moves, throwing lightning bolts and creating an energy dome around himself. Keep a safe distance and you'll be okay. You can use the environment to your advantage too. After making sure everyone's insured, start picking up cars and whipping them at Electro. He can't dodge them all, and soon enough you'll score a hit.
You're gonna pay for that!
Once you reduce Electro's energy by half, he'll start cheating by siphoning energy from the billboards around Times Square.
That's more like it!
Cut off Electro's power supply by destroying the signs. This not only depletes his mojo, but also allows you to work out your aggression against advertising and mass media. Then, go back to tossing cars at him.
No!
If you're low on health, feed off the friendly and willing New Yorkers around you. They won't mind. Once Electro's out of billboards, the writing's on the wall. He won't give you any more problems. But there's no time to celebrate. As soon as you win, S.H.I.E.L.D. agents will rush in to poop on your party.
Stand down!
So that's what it's like inside the mind of a supervillain. Funny, it didn't feel all that different. Okay, next let's dig up some more of this game's hidden treasures with a little help from our pals at Activision.
Do you know what you're doing?
Kind of.
Now, don't get me wrong, being a superpowered science nerd does have its upside, but there are disadvantages. For example, in the original Amazing Spider-Man series, Parker tries to reverse the curse that gave him his spider powers. And during one of the cutscenes, you'll be able to see the results on the net.
It says I'm a deformed mutant.
The Six-Armed Saga storyline features Spidey transformed into a six-armed freak. Of course, not all the characters in the game are so recognizable.
Bolivar Trask, this is my associate, Dr. Adriana Toombs.
I did my graduate work with your father's lab.
Old Toomsy there might look like your run-of-the-mill mad scientist/assistant, but there's more to him than meets the eye. Throw a cowl and some green wings on the mild-mannered microscope manager, and you've got the Vulture's alter ego in the Marvel Universe. Like the real New York, the Ultimate version is packed with enough billboards to distract tourists while pickpockets work their magic.
Can I have an autograph?
But if you look closely at the signs in the game, you'll find a lot more than ads for Nokia. Here, we see a movie poster that looks like the one for ID4.
Wonder where he buys that costume.
But Ultimates is actually the name of another title in the Ultimate Universe commanded by Nick Fury.
If we do our jobs, Parker will never even know this happened.
Look around some more, and you'll also find billboards of Kraven the Hunter, one of Spider-Man's oldest arch-enemies. His new look might make him a long-lost relative of Jericho Cross from Darkwatch, but we prefer the original Crazy Jungle look ourselves. And finally, for all you real fanboys out there, the developers even built a comic book store into the game. I thought you'd like that. Happy shopping! Cheaters, I know we've laid a lot of info on you, but there are a few more webs to be spun. After the break, I'll show you how to unlock some cool alternative Spidey costumes and put an end to Beetle Mania.
You're plugged into G4 Rewind. Up next, Portal.
G4 presents E3 08 Live. A new era in gaming is dawning. The big three will collide at E3 in the battle for next-gen supremacy. Who will shape the future? Only G4 is there live to find out. E3 08 Live. Week-long coverage starts July 14th, only on G4.
Hi, this is Nutdog, and you're watching G4 Rewind. What is your favorite old G4 show?
The first show I really started watching was X-Play.
And then it eventually became my favorite show.
Arena!
Now it's probably Attack of the Show.
Judgment Day.
Actually, I liked Arena.
G4TV.com.
My favorite show on G4 probably has to be Ninja Warrior.
Started watching X-Play and then got into AOTS.
Welcome back to Cheat. At this point, we've beaten almost every bad guy in the game, and Spidey's gearing up for a good long snuggle with Mary Jane. But before he can get his cuddle on, there's another boss to beat down. Here's the best way to do it. Ever hear the phrase, "let sleeping dogs lie"? Well, I guess the Beetle hasn't, because he's about to shoot Venom with an energy blaster. Hey Beetle, do you require a sample?
I require a sample.
I thought so. As if his early butt whipping wasn't enough, the Beetle's back, and he's after some more samples of the black serum. Unfortunately, Venom's not in a giving mood. When you're fighting the Beetle, try to dodge his attacks and avoid his energy shield. Be sure to weaponize any crates you find conveniently lying around. And if you manage to smash the Beetle, go over and make sure he's okay. This part's not that tough. Just be sure to keep moving and kick Beetle when he's down. It may not be fair play, but hey, it's what we do. In Battle Phase 2, the Beetle will activate a trap. Once inside this energy cube thing, the Beetle will start shooting lasers at you. Time your jump, and you'll be able to avoid them with no problem. And while you have the chance, give old Beetle a love tap. After a few games of laser tag, the Beetle will change his tactics and start flying around the cube. If you don't keep your eye on him, well, let's just say this itsy-bitsy spider won't be going up the spout again. The best defense here is a good offense. Instead of waiting around for the Beetle to smash you, take the fight to him. It'll save you time and a lot of pain. Once the Beetle's down for the count, Venom will head for the rooftop to engage in what we guess must be the alien supervillain version of a touchdown dance. Show off. Alright, that about wraps up most of the supervillains leading up to the final battle. But before we can send you on your way, we've got one more little present for you. A whole trunk full of unlockable costumes. Check out these fashion statements. So, you defeated Venom and you figure it's champagne spraying time, right? Sorry, the fun's not over just yet. Even after you complete the main storyline, you should probably go back and tie up those loose side missions. Why? Because doing so will unlock all these neat alternate costumes Spidey can parade around in New York City. Completing a certain number of city events and combat tours and collecting the right number of tokens will unlock Parker's wardrobe in the game menu. For instance, finish 30 city events and find 30 tokens and you'll access this nifty wrestling outfit. It's this season's must-have item for dropkicking crime. Another cool option, if you complete the objectives, is web-slinging around as plain old Peter Parker. Upside, fewer web wedgies. Downside, pretty much everyone's gonna figure out you're Spider-Man. Then again, if you really want to blend in, you can play as Parker in a hoodie. Holla! This is possibly the only superhero disguise less effective than Clark Kent's glasses. Or maybe red's not your color. No problemo. Just complete 90 city events, dig up 90 tokens, and do 20 combat tours, and you'll unlock the Arachno Man costume. And while yellow and green might work for Caterpillar Man, we doubt you'll intimidate too many bad guys wearing this walking fashion faux pas.
We're gonna be the guys who kill the superhero!
And if you're really dedicated and complete 100% of the game, you'll unlock the great granddaddy of all Spidey costumes. The black outfit. Man, this is so badass! Look out, evildoers! I hope you enjoyed today's Arachno Fest and that you'll spin us a yarn about the problems you're having with your favorite games. We're always glad to help our fellow cheaters with the latest tips, tricks, and hidden treasures, so send us an email at cheat@g4tv.com or leave a post on the message boards at g4tv.com/cheat. You keep setting them up, we'll keep knocking them down. Until the next time, I'm Kristin Holt, and I'm a cheater.